Welcome to Ear for Fear. This is the podcast where we talk about scary movies or movies trying to be scary. I'm Rick. Today we're talking about 2007's Trick or Treat. We got Darren Lindsay.
How's it going?
How you doing, Sleepy D?
Word.
And we got Jen back. Jen joined us last week for Poltergeist. Thanks for coming back out.
Thanks for having me again.
All right. So again, you recommended this movie, which is you had seen this. I had seen this. Darren had never seen this.
Yeah, this movie escaped me, and I don't know why it did, because this movie is the bomb.
It was really good. It's a really good movie that seemed to like a kind of fly under the radar a little bit, But anyways, before we talk about it, let's just do a real quick synopsis. 5 connected stories occur on Halloween night. The first one is an everyday high school principal has a secret life as a serial killer. The second one is a college virgin might have just met the guy for her. The third one is a group of teenagers pull a mean prank. The fourth is a woman who hates Halloween has to contend with her holiday-obsessed husband. And the last story, a mean old man meets his match with a demonic, supernatural trick-or-treater. All right, man. So, Jen, you recommended this. I know you liked it.
I love this movie.
Yeah, this is a great movie.
Yeah.
And Darren, it's the first time you've seen it.
Yep.
And you really enjoyed it.
Yeah. I remember when it came out, it was on my list of movies to watch.
And just passed, yeah.
Life happened. Like, I just never circled back around.
Yeah, this was one of those movies that it wasn't in theaters.
No, it was supposed to be.
Yeah, it was supposed to be. But I remember being, back when Blockbuster was still around.
Blockbuster twice in consecutive episodes.
Seriously.
I spent a lot of time.
We're going old school.
You could be in free marketing.
I know. It's like a thing of the past now.
I wish they brought video stores back.
Me too.
I miss the video stores.
I really do too.
Yeah, I would go there. Yeah,
I would spend a whole lot of time just looking at movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Going up and down the aisles.
And
you
naturally.
have like 10 movies. So which one am I going to? Okay, I settle on 2.
Yep. But we had gone into I believe it was a Blockbuster anyway. It might have even been Hollywood Video. But we were looking it was Friday night. It was just me and Ryan. And yeah, we were looking for a movie to watch. And he's the one that saw this movie and said, hey, you might be interested in watching this. It's a horror movie and it's Halloween. So, and I was looking at the cover and I'm like, yeah, that looks like a movie I'd really love. I love Halloween. So,
yeah.
So yeah, we rented it and I was instantly in love with this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a great movie. Yeah. I mean, It says 2007, but it didn't come on a DVD, I think, until 2009.
Yeah.
So they were, I think the story was they were supposed to release it. I think it was
that was around when I became aware of it.
Okay.
I wasn't aware of it in 2007.
I don't know if a lot of people were.
Yeah.
I mean, it was supposed to hit the theaters. I don't know if it was Universal, and then they didn't release it. It was competing with one of the Saw 100 or whatever it was out.
Right.
And so they didn't, and then they were supposed to release it again, I think in like 2009 or something, and then something happened there too, and they just said, "Oh, let's just throw it on DVD."
Yeah,
and then it's become like this huge, because most people know of Trick or Treat, especially horror fans,
right?
And Halloween lovers,
yeah. It's a really good movie. I saw it around that time, probably rented it just like you did, or borrowed it. Who knows? Morris may have had a copy and loaned it to me or something, but and then I've seen it several times and then bought it and all this. But yeah, I mean, it's just a really good movie. It's
and like I was saying, like off recording, it's about time. I mean, even though it happened quite a long time ago, so that somebody came up with a figure that represented Halloween.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You're right. And and that definitely is the case here.
Mm-hmm.
It's an anthology movie. Similar. It's not like it's not like the same as say Creepshow 1 and 2. It's Creepshow 1 and 2 is different. It's like
it had that vibe to me though, because of because of the comic strip elements that they threw into it, and how it was a series of story. Well, although with Creepshow the stories were not connected together.
Correct.
Right.
This one was, but it still had that vibe to me. It did.
I think that may have been one of the homages to. Because, throughout the movie, you have a bunch of homages to other horror movies.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of John Carpenter stuff like we were talking about. Yeah. That's like everywhere. I think we saw the Plymouth Fury. Yeah. In the bus scene. It's like you could have any other old car, but you have Christine.
Right. Yes.
like the only thing that they didn't do that I believe I'm remembering right, that Creepshow did was the scene would start out as a illustration, and then it would morph into.
They didn't do that.
They didn't do that on Trick or Treat.
No,
it's probably a good thing.
But I mean, you definitely some Creepshow going on there, especially with the comic book thing and other And I mean, I don't know if there was an anthology movie before Creepshow that people. I don't know. I mean, there probably was, but those are the ones I remember.
Yeah,
me too.
So people like always kind of compare those types of movies to say Creepshow 1 or 2.
You could possibly throw in Tales from the Crypt, because in a sense that's an anthology show.
Yeah, you could.
I feel like that's where Creepshow derived its whole idea in a way, is from Tales from the Crypt.
It could have been that or something Vault of Horrors. I'm not like totally, I don't know everything about that, but yeah, I mean, this is just I wasn't sure what to expect when I originally watched this. I'm like, I'll check it out. It looked kind of cool. And it's great. And I love the fact that, when you have like say 5 individual stories, okay, that's cool. I mean, but when they all like intertwine and then you rewatch it, Darren, and you only watched it once. Now, when you rewatch this again, you'll start seeing things in the background of other people that are in,
you guys were mentioning that, and I'm going to need to do that. Because you can't get all of that on one first sitting.
No,
I'm still learning things. I've watched it numerous times.
Yeah, what's funny to me is I think the first thing that popped out to me, I actually I totally kind of said it out loud. I was like alone watching it. I was like, "What the hell, man? I've never seen a town more obsessed with Halloween in my entire life. Oh my God!
Yeah,
this entire town was like." Yeah, crazy obsessed.
There's towns that actually do events on Halloween.
Really?
I don't necessarily know about Ohio, but you know, perhaps.
And it was in Ohio, right?
I think it was Ohio. Yeah.
I don't remember the city.
I don't remember it either. I don't know if it was even a real city or they just made it up for the sake of the movie.
Yeah.
No, it's a real city.
Is it a real city?
Yeah.
It is?
I just can't remember where exactly.
Yeah, I don't remember where it was either. But yeah, they were, all about their Halloween.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, that's cool.
I would totally live in a place like that would be involved all Halloween.
That would be kind of cool, huh?
And it's about time that they made a horror movie that is Halloween related. I mean, you have John Carpenter's Halloween, but never like a Halloween themed horror movie.
Yeah. And it's so ripe for the picking. I mean, Christ, if any holiday is going to be able to drudge up horror imagery, it's going to be Halloween. And
surprise. Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost as though like, Halloween came out and everybody was scared to do Halloween related after that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, throughout this whole movie, the little almost nods and the winks to John Carpenter, it's all over the place in this movie, minus the car. I think there's a scene towards the end with the old man where he says a line, and it's like a line that I think maybe Kurt Russell says in The Thing or something like that. There's all these little, and as we do these podcasts, I mean, how many directors and writers and people, take a little bit of something from John Carpenter? They all do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I just wonder, I haven't watched this. I wonder what who he was like, when he was, kind of getting into, directing, like who was it? Was it Hitchcock? Was it someone else? I mean, I've never watched any interviews with Carpenter. I'm curious because, look, I mean, you could almost say Alfred Hitchcock was the original and everyone else kind of copied him. But
Well, you know, I think I've said this on a previous podcast, but you can argue that there is no more original art. Everything now is a variation on a theme.
Yeah.
It's all been done. You know, it's now how do you, so here you have all these puzzle pieces. How do you put those puzzle pieces together to make something else? And it's similar to music, there's only so many notes, and it's how they're arranged, because, nobody owns a copyright on a chord progression.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, there are only so many combinations of chord progressions, but it's how you combine them along with other elements. The same thing with these horror movies. Yeah.
True. You package it up in a way where it seems almost like a fresh idea or something new.
Yeah. And in some ways you could argue it is. It's not, but I mean, it is. I mean, because it's something new each time.
Yeah. I mean, you were watching this for the first time. I'm like, yeah, wow. I was very impressed. Like, I didn't expect that at all. You could do 5 individual stories. Okay. I could do ones that are 10 or 15 minutes a piece. Cool. But then you intertwine them and you have to pay attention to all those details. Mm-hmm. Does it all make sense?
What I loved was, how, obviously, number one, that they weren't shown to us in chronological order. And what was great about that was that, they showed, like, I think it was like the girl and her boyfriend.
At the beginning.
At the beginning, they just came back from trick or treating, right? Yep. And she was all like Scrooge, and want to take everything down, like right there. And he's like, "Oh, come on,"
like she went out against her will.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But then later, when they were showing us one of the other stories, the person walking by walked by that couple.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
They're in the other stories too.
Are they?
Where you just kind of like pass.
Yeah. See, that's continuity. I kind of dug that.
To me, again, this was like a little different twist on, like, we've seen the anthology done before, but to basically merge all of them together is really good.
Because I think Michael Dougherty originally was going to have them as separate stories, but then somewhere I think he was talking with one of the writers where they were just,
So you mean the idea originally was to each story be its own movie?
Yes, or be its own.
I would have been down with that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is cool too, but I mean,
not a movie per se, but they were going to be like an anthology, like Creepshow.
Like Creepshow. So like
it was still going to be one movie, but definitely 4 separate stories.
Okay. Oh, I see.
But I get you. This works so much better.
Yeah, they intertwined it in a way I think was done.
But I just wonder if there's enough. It's just thinking out loud. If there's enough meat to each of those stories, if they could have made each one of those stories into its own, or was there not enough meat?
I don't think so. I don't.
Yeah,
I mean, one of the stories is quick. The one with I think it's that first story with the I don't know if it's the husband and the wife where she just hates Halloween. That was a quick story.
That's true.
Well, I think that was more of an introduction to what was going on.
Are they considering that one of the 5?
Yeah. That was on the
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool, but it was super quick. It was
very quick.
It was quick. I mean, she doesn't like Halloween. She just kind of. Man.
I was all, come on, girl. At least let there be daylight before you go and take down this stuff.
Yeah.
There's still kids running around trick-or-treating and you're like ready to.
They were.
And it's like, I felt bad for the guy because, that's his thing. He loves Halloween and she just wants to take it all down.
Yeah, but wasn't he like trying to get her inside to.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He was trying to get some.
Really what his motivation was.
Oh, yeah. He was trying to get some.
Yeah.
And she was down. She said, let me take a few things down and go and put on the tape.
The tape.
Wow. And dude falls asleep. It couldn't have been that late. And dude, I mean, he literally falls asleep through the whole porn. And then I guess I'm gonna wake up and go see what my wife's up to.
You're getting old when you fucking fall asleep watching porn.
Oh my goodness.
It's like, oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
It's like you've seen it so many times. Yeah. The tape.
Yeah, the tape.
What did it say on the tape? It said something. It didn't say like porn. It said like something
like
conspicuous.
Nature something.
Yeah, it did, like nature something. Yeah.
the Nat Geo. Yeah, National
Yeah.
Geographic.
Oh, do we say there's gonna be spoilers? There's gonna be spoilers. Anytime you listen to us, there's gonna be spoilers. So yeah, I mean, yeah, right. I mean, we get like that's like the first story, and I mean, she meets her demise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wakes up from his long porno nap and comes outside, and she's what is she? Kind of hung up on some.
Well,
She's
her body
decapitated,
is.
and it's
she
on,
decapitated?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's on a prop
Yeah.
underneath a ghost.
What was
with
in her
lights.
mouth? Did I just
That
was
was-
that important?
So that was
candy.
That was
Like-
the lollipop
Yeah.
that Sam used to slice her neck open.
See, it didn't look like the lollipop to me because the lollipop is orange, and this looked like it was maybe it was the
probably
colors
'cause
were
of-
throwing
yeah.
you
It was
off.
the color cast because it was they were outside.
Okay.
It was moonlight,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
she had
All
sort of a
right.
bluish.
I
sort
thought
of,
it was that. Just wasn't sure. So okay.
And that was introducing Sam, which is essentially the the spirit of Halloween. If you're
Yeah.
not upholding Halloween tradition, you're going to get axed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, that's a quick story, right?
Yeah.
And what do we get? Story 2 is this? Do we start? Okay.
That's the-
before? Okay. And this is where because everything starts to kind of tie in. It's like I'm trying to remember. We had the principal one, but do we get any of the girls first
We
before
get
the principal?
The girls come next, and they're in the
Halloween,
changing room.
in the changing room, the
Yeah.
Halloween store because they're getting their Halloween
And
costumes.
what's
Right.
interesting about this is that, you're hearing them talk and having conversations as they're getting changed into their costumes. They're talking, how they're talking is like, it's very werewolfy,
It is when
It
you
is,
don't
yeah.
when
You know?
you don't know, you just think it's regular chatter.
Right.
Now that you know, you catch little things like one was
So when one of them said, "Oh, I had some bad Mexican."
yes, yes, and one was like mom always said she's the run of the litter.
Yes, I
Yep.
remember that one.
Yeah, and then one was like we're going to a sheep's meadow.
yes.
Oh, okay, but now wasn't one of them dressed as a Little Red Riding
Yes,
Hood?
that was
Yep.
the
So-
main one, Lori,
Lori.
which owed to Laurie Strode in Halloween.
So I
Yes.
clued in on the run to the litter comment, and I actually stopped I'm like, what the,
yeah.
But when she came out in the Red Riding Hood outfit, that was what made me think, oh, so I didn't at that point clue in that they were.
Oh no, I didn't clue in until they started turning into werewolves.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Yeah,
I mean, because
I thought it was just because of her costume shoot.
yeah, and I thought they're having a party, and maybe she's a virgin, and so
Yeah.
okay, cool. It's going to be whoever is going to be her first, and
Yeah.
but little things like it's a tradition to wear the outfit, and so
Yeah.
little things like that. It's like
So basically,
okay.
the tradition is that they're dressing up and luring their prey.
yes.
So this is Lori's first time being a virgin. This is her first time luring her prey.
yes, So appropriate. She's wearing the Little Red Riding Hood.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're okay. So yeah, so I mean, you catch on to it, but like Darren, who'd never seen it, would know. You're not going to know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Did you have any idea until the end when they started turning?
No,
that,
I had no
right?
idea, dude.
I'm like, what? I had thought something was weird. Like, not sure what they are. Are they going to be? What are they going to be? Like, I know it's not right, but
I thought they were witches, actually.
I thought maybe vampires.
Oh, perhaps, yeah.
Vampires.
I thought they were a
or
coven.
something. Yeah.
When they were in that, I guess it's a field or wherever they were. out there,
Forest or something. Yeah.
I honestly thought they were a coven. I thought they were just a bunch of witches that were.
Yeah, it didn't feel right, but just wasn't sure what it was going to be,
Yeah.
But yeah, so okay, before we get to that stuff, we got a little bit of that foundation. The little peeping kid, he's actually Sam.
Yes.
He plays I think his
Keeping
name's
Tommy.
Yeah, Quinn Lord is
So,
the little actor. Or he's not little anymore.
Who was the?
Probably, yeah.
So wasn't there the rotund boy?
Yeah, is that Charlie?
Thurman Merman. That's
Charlie.
the only way I know of him as that Thurman Merman from Bad Santa.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
The Bad Santa kid.
That
he just
was
got taller and
nasty.
dude, he's
Watching him puke up all of that chocolate.
That was gross. dude.
Cyanide.
Yeah.
Dude, that was wrong.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the principal who clearly you can tell something's not right with him.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Yeah, what's his name?
Dylan Baker.
Yeah, what's the principal? What's his name? Is it like
Stephen Wilkins.
Steven or some Stephen
Yeah,
Wilkins?
Stephen Wilkins.
Yeah. And then it's like I'm watching this going, okay, well, yeah, I'm sure he's going to poison him or something. I get that. The kid's Yeah.
Yeah.
He's probably, he's probably a bully
At first,
at
I
school.
thought it was going to be razor blades.
Yeah. I could see that as well.
At first.
Yeah. I almost would have preferred that instead of all that nasty
Oh
stuff
my
coming
God,
up.
Jesus.
It was gross, dude.
It's so bad.
But
I heard it was edible.
You remind me that. That is
Ew.
even grosser.
That's nasty.
Reminded me of that Monty Python Meaning of Life.
Oh God,
Do
I
you remember
haven't
that
seen.
scene
I
where
do. Yeah.
the giant, that guy had to have been 1,200 pounds.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
goes into that restaurant and he
Mhm.
eats the entire restaurant.
Yeah.
And then starts puking because
Oh.
they try to get a little wafer thin mint
Or
into him.
Oh my God.
What
And that sent him over the edge. A little wafer thin mint.
reminds me of Stand By Me. Remember when they're telling the story and he's telling his story that he has in his head and he makes up this town and there's a kid and I can't remember the kid's name, but the whole town has a nickname for him and he's a bigger kid and he's tired of everyone making fun of him. So what he does is he drinks that stuff to make you throw up. I forget what it is. What, something oil or something? I forget what it's. Is it castor
Castor oil?
Maybe?
large? What do they call? I forget what they call him. But anyways, it's a scene in Stand By Me where it's a pie eating contest, and he's competing against all the like the kind of higher ups at like the more important people at in town. Like you have the mayor and you have like the radio disc jockey and you got all these people in the crowd and they've always made fun of him. So he's like, I'm going to get them back. And so he drinks the stuff right before the pie eating contest. And then during the contest, he's eating the pies and then it starts to kick in and he throws up. And as he throws up, the next person throws up. And before you know it, the whole town throws up.
So
and it's
Oh my God.
Epicac?
maybe it's Epicac.
That's what
yes.
That's what they
Epicac.
give people who have
Yes.
had
That
been
just sounds like
poisoned to
something-
get them to throw
yeah.
up.
And
Yeah.
so that's what it reminded me because everyone just started puking. It was
Yeah.
everywhere. And they're eating like pies and the pies are discolored like purple and it's just
Oh,
spewing
gross.
everywhere. Anyway, that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, that was pretty gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've seen Stand By Me, haven't
Yeah.
you? You haven't seen Stand By Me. You need to put
I
that.
have.
You
seen
have?
it. Yes.
Okay, good. I was going to say you can add that to your list too. But anyways, so he takes the, what does he take the kid into the back? What does he do? I forget.
Yeah. Well, they don't initially show what he does with the kid, right? But
Not
later
initially.
on, you've
There's a reveal.
there's a reveal.
Because he's in the backyard with a big hole. And you could tell he's done this before. Because
No.
there was
That was somebody else.
in the backyard?
Mhm.
No, that was the principal in the backyard.
Oh, there was the principal. Yeah,
But
but the kid.
So what she's saying is that the rotund boy was
That
not
wasn't him?
in the hole.
Oh, so
It
that
was
was a couple.
someone
That was a
else.
few other
But-
people.
yeah,
So he.
yeah.
Okay, so then he did some other killings and was burying them. Because
Yes.
why else
Yeah.
would he? Because he
Yes.
had already killed the.
Because he brought the boy down to his basement.
I just thought it was the head.
something.
I just thought it was the head of him. So did he decapitate him and bury the body? And then he had the head for him and the son?
I think he was somehow. I think he just had the head of that rotund boy, Thurman Merman.
Thurman Merman.
Um,
Yeah. Thurman Merman. Was that his character's name in Bad Santa?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it?
At least it was revealed in Bad Santa too. But
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
um,
Yeah, because I thought he just had. I just assumed he was burying the body, and then I thought
Maybe that was the case. Maybe the
Well, no,
boy's
because
body
when-
was there in the hole.
that definitely was not him because if you rewatch the movie,
Yeah.
there's a hand that looks like a clown hand, like it was like a white glove,
So-
and
but there were several
But
bodies
weren't
in there.
there at least a couple of bodies
There
in
was.
that
Yeah.
hole?
which is why I associated them with the clowns at the beginning when they witnessed, the woman getting axed by Sam.
Oh.
Oh, I don't. You think? Oh man, see, that's where it starts to get a little confusing as to the time frame. It's like what is
Yeah.
Yeah.
happening and not happening.
Definitely we can all agree that there was only the boy's head down there in the basement.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So where did the body go?
I don't know.
He probably had another hole in the yard.
Yeah. I mean, and he filled that hole up and he put the nice little statue, the little ohm on it. It was all
Right.
and, then he
Garden.
and he was watering it like it was like,
Yeah.
like he was taking care of it.
You got to tend to your
Yeah.
shit.
But in the meantime, so while this is happening, his next door neighbor what's his name? Mr.
Krieg.
Mr. Krieg.
Mr. Grumpy
Krieg.
fuck.
Yeah. He's a grumpster. We're introduced to him, and he's going to come into play later. But it's like we can't give away too much.
Yeah, we can.
We can. Okay. So
We can do whatever we want, man.
Yeah.
So
Spoilers.
So it's like it's you're trying to figure out how much time has elapsed between things that are happening. So bodies are in the hole. He's filled it up.
Yeah.
He goes into the house. This is after he's talked to Mr. Krieger. Mr. Krieger's been grumpy. And then a little while has
There was
passed.
the dog, remember? And then he took the finger.
And he gave him
Yeah,
the
that's right. He took a shovel and he's like jamming it to cut off the finger, feeds it to the dog.
Yeah. But I mean, the smell. So we know there's older bodies because he said it smells like a dead hooker or something like that.
Yeah, he actually says exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's his name? Steven is rolling back into the house and he stops and he looks to the right, which is Mr. Krieg's house. And he sees Mr. Krieg banging on the window, help me, whatever, some shit like that. And then he's like, F you, dude. And he goes inside and then we see Mr. Krieg get tackled.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that. Of course, that's going to come into play later.
Right.
But then, he rolls into the house and you're thinking he's going to kill his kid. It's just, it's that's the way it's kind of depicted, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think so.
Right? I mean, that's what it seems like. Like he's hiding the knife behind his back and they're going downstairs. And
I have to be honest with you. This kid, Billy, which is also an homage to Chucky because his son, Billy, he's got like the red hair and the overalls.
Oh,
and
yes.
So he's an homage to Child's Play.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But, when he's going downstairs to finally carve that jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah.
I got a little queasy when I first saw this movie because it's like, oh my God, is he going to kill the son?
Yeah.
He's hiding the knife behind his back, going down into the basement.
I thought that too.
Yeah, I thought
at
that
first.
Too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like, this guy is just out of control, man.
And I thought that was just so bold for a horror movie to do that, especially involving children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was at that moment I didn't understand this guy's motivation at all.
No,
right?
Did he just have a bad day at school because he's a principal?
I didn't have any sense of what this guy's. What's this guy's deal? Yeah. Like, okay, so he just killed up this boy, right?
Yeah.
Obviously he's killed other people. They're in a hole in his yard, and now I'm going after my son.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
And mom's gone.
Yeah.
We don't know. I mean, mom.
Probably in the hole.
Probably in the hole. That could be mom, the dead hooker.
Yeah. It was never explained. And I know because he mentions like, Daddy, I wish mommy was still alive. It's like, okay, so did she die of natural causes or did he kill her?
No, I think he killed her.
That's we're just to assume.
It's ambiguous.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So, but it's, I like I said, I thought he was going to kill the boy. Mm-hmm. That wasn't the case. Come to find out, the boy's going to be just as free as him.
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah.
Because he slams the knife down, and you're thinking, oh, there's blood. Oh, did he just put the knife in the boy's head? No, it was whatever fatty Charlie kid. I don't know. Is that his Charlie?
Charlie kid.
Charlie, I'm sorry. He's probably not even. I'm sorry. He's probably like not even chubby anymore. This was 13 years ago. So
true.
Is it 13? God damn, 13 years ago. But I know 13 years ago this came out.
Yeah.
And they were talking about making
sorta.
a sequel to this, and I never heard anything.
I'd heard that too. Why didn't they?
I don't know.
Why would you not make a sequel to this? I mean, you just have dude, you have 5 additional stories with Sam in another town. He's like some demon Halloween guy. You could do whatever with him.
Politics,
Probably.
It really
That's
is.
a bummer,
When it comes down to it, there's at one point, I was talking when we were doing the Poltergeist podcast, how it's just all about money and marketing. And although I'm sure there was a market for this.
Yeah.
Some exec in some, stuffy conference room decided to pull it because they probably had a hard on to make something else, Yeah. And that's how these things happen.
Reboot or some bullshit remake or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It sucks, man. There's a lot.
This idea has more legs and more of an audience. We need to make this first. And then what happens? The ball just keeps rolling.
Oh, yeah.
There's minutia. Yeah. And then you're that moment is gone. You no longer have the moment.
I mean, they could do it, right? But I don't know. It probably wouldn't capture the same feel as the original.
Probably not.
You know,
probably for the best.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You know, if they would have done it a couple, year or two within it being released, yeah, maybe you do it right. But now it's just like,
I wish they would, because that Sam creature.
He's all over Spirit too. Like
he is
in the Spirit stores.
The Atmos effects, the projector stuff that they have an entire thing on just that.
Oh, they do.
They do.
Oh, yeah.
I almost
it's
huge.
Like,
man.
I know Universal did like the horror, whatever they do at Universal Halloween nights or horror nights or something. They've done that there as well. I mean, so it's big. I almost bought this little figure. They want $100 for it. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm paying $100 for that.
You can make that.
I had a golden opportunity. It was back before Toys R Us expired. Unfortunately, there goes my childhood.
I know.
There was a Sam figurine that I wanted to get. I think at the time it was $15 at the store. And I remember talking to Ryan, hey, can I get this? And he says, oh no, I could probably find that online somewhere and whatever. Never did. That little figurine's worth like, I don't know, $75 now.
Yes, I know.
It's like, why couldn't I just get it? That way I had it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I'll just get a damn poster and put it on my wall.
Yeah, do that. I know I kick myself sometimes. Like I wanted this little cool, Linda Blair, like, Regan from Exorcist bobblehead. And I didn't pull the trigger. It was like $25. And now it's like a couple $100. I'm like, I'm not paying that. Yeah. I don't want it that bad.
No.
So
I was fortunate to get a little Elvira, rock candy Funko.
Yes.
Yeah, I love her.
Elvira's cool. All right. So what do we got? Do we got 2 episodes, two stories down?
Yeah.
2 stories down.
Kind of,
sort of.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I think we left off on the girls, right?
Kind of girls. So the girls come back into play into this, huh?
Yeah.
Because we're going to get a little more of like, we get the other three girls, and I forget their names. I mean, I think I wrote them down.
There's Lori. She's the runt.
Okay. So which is Anna Paquin.
Danielle is her big sister.
And then Maria and Jen. Does that sound about right?
Maria and I think so.
And so they're just scooping up guys because.
So, yeah, God, this sucks. I'm a little lame on this, but there was a scene where it's like the town, and there's obviously some kind of Halloween parade thing going on, and a girl dies.
Oh, that's going to be a little later. Not much more. Yeah.
Because I had to pause the movie because I had to tend to my children's.
Oh, okay.
So I was a little scattered right in that little period of time.
That comes into play not too long from now,
Wilkins.
but it does. What did you say?
Wilkins.
Well, yes. And there's a lot of foreshadowing. Like I think they were watching TV or something, and there's the news person, and she talks about like zombies, werewolves, and demons. And if you think about it, all those stories contain those things. So it's like they're almost telling you.
Yes.
It's again with the wolf stuff. It's there. Yeah. You just don't know because you're not really, you're not looking for it.
Right.
If you've never seen the movie.
Right.
At least not yet. Yeah.
Yeah. When you've seen it, now you're looking for all those little things, all those little tidbits.
Yep.
So the girls they're kind of trying to, they're going to meet up later in the woods at, what is this? I think it's Sheep's Meadow, which is pretty funny.
That is.
And so they're just, I think the sister, you said, what is her name? Danielle? Is
Danielle.
it Danielle? She gets the guy at the Halloween store. I think the other two,
they pick up some news crew or something like that.
News crew, just 2 random guys, and so they're like, hell yeah, I'm going with you.
Yeah.
But I mean, Lori can't seem to find her, the
one special someone,
the one special guy,
I want my first time to be special.
Yeah. And so now at this point, do we get this part of the story with, do we go to the 5 kids or do we get a little bit more of, the alley scene where he, basically kills the one girl with
I
his fake teeth.
Thought it was that.
Is it-
Yeah, I think that may have
Do
been
we get
next.
that before the other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I think we do. Yes.
So so there. It looked like it's just a huge party, right?
Yeah.
And so
like a parade or something.
Yeah, and we see two people doing their business in the alley.
Yeah.
And they're both. I mean, the one is dressed up. You can't see his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're going at it, and then he draws some blood, and she notices that she's been bit, and she makes a run for it towards the end of the alley, I guess, where the crowd is. But it's no one believes anything that's happening here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because she's like screaming for help. She's all bloody. She's bleeding. She's dying.
She just looks
She just looks like a normal. That's just her costume. She's just getting into character.
Yeah, maybe she got a little drunk. Just ignore her. You know.
Yeah.
Which happened to be the couple at the beginning. Oh, she's just drunk.
Yes, the couple at the beginning. Yeah. So he ends up. He ends up killing her, right? Just slaps her in the side of the building like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And there's people sitting right next to her.
And they don't even bat an eye.
No. Is that look, for the sake of the movie, we'll just ignore it. But would that really happen? Even if you're going,
I don't think so.
Come on.
No.
You're going to be, if I'm sitting there and I'm just chilling because, and I'm looking and I'm thinking, something don't look right to me.
None of it is right.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
just go ahead and establish that.
It's just a movie.
It's true. It's true. I guess it's, for the sake of the movie, it's whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's convenient,
Yeah.
It's convenient.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he kills her, and then now it's hard because I'm trying to remember, does he start following, Lori, or do we now pan to the other?
I think it's the kids.
I thought the kids were later because
I think at one point those kids, the three of them, they trick or treat at Wilkins' house.
They did, because they're trying to get jack-o'-lanterns. They have to collect so many jack-o'-lanterns for the story.
I forgot
think that
about
made
that.
They hit a few houses. They hit the one kind of drunk mother house.
That was like a teacher or something like that.
Is that a
And she was
teacher?
all-
It looked like they're having a sex party in the back.
Yeah, he had the pig, and he was
Yeah.
the hot dog costume.
So they're accumulating jack-o'-lanterns.
God, they hit the mother load at that one house.
Yeah.
Good Lord, man.
What was
that
that?
thing was like fire hazard.
What was that? Was that Ramona? Was her name? What was her name? Ramona? No, I can't remember.
Oh man,
I can't remember her name. I wrote it down, but I can't read my handwriting.
They're all like, why didn't we just come
Rhonda,
here?
thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, why don't we just go here?
I had to replay the scene in my head. I was like, okay,
What
it
was she?
Rhonda.
Like some sort of savant? What was she like? She just seemed kind of... Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Savant.
And they thought they could prey on her,
Mm-hmm.
which they kind of did a little bit.
Yeah.
And-
They just
then-
wanted to play a mean trick on that poor little girl.
That was mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was mean.
Bitches.
Yeah, so they... yeah.
I thought the girl that played Macy played a pretty good bitch.
Yeah, she was a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the boy was like, your typical, like, I'm popular and people like me, so I'm going to,
Right.
so yeah, I'm just trying to remember. I just watched this yesterday. I'm just trying to remember, like, in which sequence, because during that story, you hear werewolves in the background. So I'm just trying to remember, like.
I think that comes later, but during the scene of the kids. But I think,
God, I know.
Because they kind of go back and forth between all these
They
stories.
really do, and that's what's got me kind of like confused. I guess we could just decide which story you want to go with. You want to go with the jack-o'-lantern and the bus.
Yeah, we don't have to do it like in the sequence.
That's
that
true.
It just each one.
That's true.
As we come to it.
So they're accumulating jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah.
Is there 5 kids or I think there's 5 kids. Yeah, 5 kids.
Yeah, 5 kids total.
Four kids are in on this trick, and the other one is not. And they're heading their way to the rock quarry, and this is where they're going to supposedly pay their respects to these kids who died in a
tragic bus accident.
Yeah, tragic in quotes. We're to believe where they just. How can I say, what's the appropriate way to say this these days? Because you can't say I'm just going to say it. Can we say retarded, or what do we say? Physically, mentally challenged. I don't know what the correct
probably challenged. Yeah.
This is the impression we get of these kids, right? We don't see them because they're in costumes, but we know their parents are just.
They were on a short bus, dude.
Literally.
Okay.
It's okay to say.
All right. Okay. And so
you're not offending me.
Okay.
So it's okay.
I don't want to offend anyone, and I just don't know anymore what's the proper, when I was a kid, people would say retarded, and then it just became where no one says that anymore.
Right.
And so I don't want to insult anyone or offend anyone. So, but
the bus was short.
Okay. So sure. Yeah. So yes, it was. I forgot about that. It was a shorter bus. So the parents of these children, they're at their wits' end. They don't want to deal with them anymore, so they pay the bus driver.
So messed up.
Isn't fucked up? I mean, this is fucked up.
Jeez, man.
Yeah.
Just, you know what? Just drive him out to like a countryside and say, you're free.
I know, right?
We're releasing you back into the wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is messed up.
Run.
Man. Your job is to kind of take, you drive kids, but you're also there to kind of look over them. And you've accepted money to basically kill all these kids, dude. And in that, you're dumping them into a
rock quarry.
Yeah. And it doesn't go too well for him. I mean,
no, at all.
The one kid looked like he was a lot older. He looked tall.
Oh,
when you see the picture towards the end, he looked tall. Like he was as tall as the bus driver. So I'm like, okay. I thought they were all around the same age. I don't know. Maybe he was just taller than the rest. But he freaks out. He wants to go home. Thinks he can drive the bus and drives it right off the cliff, I guess, into the water.
Does.
And he was the only survivor, in quotes. Yeah.
Who the bus driver.
The bus driver. Yeah.
But they say they know whatever happened to the bus driver. You in the story itself, you see that he survived, but no one ever knew what happened to him.
Yet.
Yeah. So this thing is supposed to be, the story itself is real, but they're playing a trick on is it Rhonda? Is that what it was?
Rhonda. Yeah.
No, what did I call her earlier? Ramona. I can't even read my own handwriting. It's terrible.
Ramona.
So anyways, they're playing a nasty trick on her. We're gonna put the jack-o'-lanterns down and all this other shit. I think 3 of them have to go down this what is this little thing called? There's a name for it.
Elevator.
Is it really an elevator? Or
it was a working and operating elevator.
Okay, but is that the right term? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I think so.
Is that? I just wasn't sure. I thought there was like a different name for something like that.
Well, like
device that brings you from point A to point B.
Whatever.
I don't know.
I don't know. I thought maybe there was a technical name for it, but we'll call it an outside elevator. I don't know.
Man,
a leveler.
I'll look that up for us.
Anyway, so 3 of them, it only holds 3 people. So the first 3 go down and they kind of lay down that foundation for the trick. And what's left is Rhonda and the boy, and I don't remember the boy's name.
Schroeder.
Schrader?
Is it Schrader?
Was he the smaller kid? I thought he was the tall. No, the taller kid was
Schrader. Yes.
Schrader.
The short kid was Chip, I believe.
Chip, you're right.
Yeah.
And so they're starting to see stuff happen, and yeah, they, looks like they're, I don't know what, being attacked. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they originally were disguising themselves to be the kids, and then they were going to scare the crap out of poor Rhonda and make it look like that they rose from the dead and were going to attack her or something.
So I believe they just call that a lift.
A lift. Okay.
Elevator.
All right.
That's so anticlimactic. I wanted some kind of
really cool,
very
awesome,
technical term,
like widget type name.
Okay, so they're on the lift,
like the quarry excavation lift, automatic
10,000
elevate.
It has to have 1,000 on it.
At the end, it's just simply called a lift.
The lift.
Yeah.
Oh,
dang
man.
it.
So they're down in the little, I don't know, quarry area, right? It's all foggy, you got to lay down that, that's
freaky down there, man.
It is freaky down there,
It's like a swamp or something.
And Rhonda thinks that, shit has happened to the kids and she's freaking out and stuff, but it's just a trick.
Yeah.
It's just a trick because they're little assholes.
Kids.
They look pretty good though. What does she do? She drops her glasses.
And then steps on him.
Steps on her own friggin' glasses. Yeah, she's freaked out. And
dude, those glasses were like yours, man.
I think mine were probably thicker.
She really couldn't see. Oh my god!
Dude, if my glasses fell off, I'd be in a world of hurt.
Yeah,
I can't see anything.
I'll try not to step on them.
No, I would kill you if you stepped on my glasses. Oh my god, I'd be lost. I don't have an extra pair laying around.
Well, dude,
because I have to remember.
It takes your eye doctor like 10 years to get your glasses right.
Wow.
What they do is they have to mold the glass in the same place of Mordor or some shit like that.
The one glasses. The one to rule them all.
Because it has the big eye.
Comes from the depths of Mordor.
Mount Doom.
Mount Doom. Yeah, that's where they have to mold
the fires of Mount Doom.
That's where they mold the glass to make my glasses.
Oh my god,
that's terrible.
It's funny.
So anyways, so what? Trick goes bad. These kids who died years ago come out of the water as zombies. Yeah. So it was interesting. That bus was, you could see almost all the bus.
Yeah.
When you were down there.
Right.
So at nighttime, sure, it's foggy. You can't see shit.
Yeah.
But during the daytime, you could see the buses just chilling there.
Oh, I get where you're going with this. Yeah, okay.
The bus is just chilling.
Yeah.
It's a movie, but if
it's like,
I would just go pull the bus.
Start this whole thing out by going allegedly this story occurred. Yeah, there's no alleged. During the day, you look down and the damn bus is sticking up out of the water.
I think part of the story was it was so deep that they could never find the bus. Dude, it wasn't that deep.
No, not really.
It was like 30 feet down or something.
It's like swamps of sadness.
Maybe it was deep for a short bus. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
That's what she said.
But anyways. So all these kids get it, right?
Yeah.
The bad kids. Rhonda's.
Oh, she's golden, dude.
She's golden. She's good, man. I think she's got Sam on her side.
She seems to have adjusted to her to no glasses. She seemed to be able to see a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Sam helped her out with that. I don't know.
Yeah. Like she she was scared for a second and then
she was more than scared, dude. She was petrified.
Yeah. But then afterwards she was not.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe she was in shock.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe she knew something like that. I don't know. I'm just.
Toward the end, I was getting the impression that she knew something was something, it was kind of an act, but I don't know.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
But I liked her revenge, how she just kind of left them and they were just begging her to, as she's going up on the lift.
And
she's watching them down there and they're saying, no, wait. And she's just watching them. It's like, you basically.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, her house, that's the house that has all the pumpkins, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, maybe and then she was telling a story about Halloween and stuff. So maybe something else is going on there with her. I don't know.
I don't know. She seemed to have a knowing, man. I don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah. Was that her answer? No.
Well, I don't know. Maybe she was just one of those, weird, unusual kids that, when you're a bully and popular or whatever, you want to pick on the guy that won't fight back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Well, she got out okay.
She did.
Yeah. She got her revenge.
Yeah. She got her. Yeah.
Sam dug her.
Yeah.
They kind of did the she got to the top and the little nod.
What's up? Yeah, Sam. And then let's go to the werewolf one because the last story is Mr. Krieg, right? Is it Mr. Krieg?
Correct.
Yeah.
Krieg.
Mr. Krieg.
Mr. Krieg.
Grumpy bastard.
But so Lori, Little Red Riding Hood, is being followed. She's heading her way out to what? Sheep's Meadow? Sheep's Meadow. And someone's following her. And it's the dude that, I don't know.
That acts that one woman.
Yeah, killed the, I don't know, with his teeth or whatever. Yeah.
Trying to pretend he was a vampire.
Yeah. And so, she of course knows he's there. We get this scene in the forest, and there's a fire, and you see all the girls. And earlier we'd seen the guys, and then no, not anymore.
Yeah,
and then the guys basically looks like he's thrown from almost like the tree or something,
like a tree limb or something. Yeah,
and he's wrapped up, and we think
at first you think it's her.
Yeah, because it's in the hood.
The hood,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so we're just assume it's her.
Damn,
you know?
a compound fracture to that leg.
Oh, that was nasty.
Yeah.
huh?
Compound fractures in movies gross me out.
Yeah, they're bad. I don't like stuff
Ew.
like that.
No.
And so we find out that it's the principal. So he's been busy, man.
Yeah.
He's busy in this movie. You know, I mean, he earlier on he's mowing down kids and now he's stalking and
Yeah.
and so so we find out it's the principal. It's not her at all, and then she shows up and we start looking around and we start seeing some shit.
We see the crew members.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what we did see?
We saw that hot dog too.
Hot dog. So did he make his? Did he get it? Must have made. Remember the hot dog we saw in the
Fucking the pig.
at the sex party?
Yes.
He somehow made his way out to Sheep's Meadow, and I mean he's getting around.
Okay. Yes.
Was that a teacher as well? Like
Maybe.
Jesus
Probably.
Christ, what is up with this faculty in this town?
Yeah, they
That whole
wanted to give
town
those
is
kids
all
whack-a-mole,
town is-
dude. It makes me want to live there.
Right? Yeah. So it's her big reveal. Right? It's really the big reveal for all these women.
Yeah.
And they're
I love the fact that they were she-wolves.
yeah.
Mhm.
These things are badass.
Yeah,
Man.
they are.
I read that the people who did what was those werewolf movies with what's her name? I can't think of her name right now. The Lycans. Oh my God. Shit.
Oh yeah. I think it.
Goddamn. Underworld.
I want to say it was
Underworld. Jesus, it's been so
Underworld.
long since I've seen them. It's terrible. I've seen every single one of them. I forgot.
I only saw the first one, but I think they were
the other
called
ones-
lichens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ones who designed the Lycans designed the ones for this movie.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I brought it up.
Yeah.
Underworld? God damn.
Maybe.
I can't remember her name.
What I thought was hilarious was how they would shed their skin
Yeah.
and so you
Yeah.
just pull it off like a
Right?
big giant glove.
This
I
was
thought
cool,
that was
though.
amazing. I loved that transformation
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
It's a new take on,
Yeah.
because werewolves have been done to death. But if you do something new,
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Like they were
Right.
taking their nail and just cutting the skin and just
Yeah.
ripping it right off.
Yeah, that shit
Yeah.
was cool. Man.
I've never seen that done before.
Which like when I watch it, I thought to myself, so do they grow afterwards? They grow it back, or do they just sort of put it back on? And does the skin just sort of magically seal itself?
I can't answer
I have
that
no
question.
idea.
I know.
That's a tough one.
It's a movie.
It's one of those things where we're not gonna know. But it was just with my train of thought.
If you
went
think
was-
about it, how would you just put your skin back on?
right? Because I mean, well, that's true. And even in other werewolf movies, they always seem to transform similarly,
Like,
like
well,
skin
no, that-
rips. Right? I mean,
no, for some, no, not necessarily rips. Some will it just starts distorting and, it's like
Morphing,
Yeah,
kinda.
it's
Yeah.
still them, but this is literally I'm taking my skin off.
yeah,
Right.
So which means that
Like
they would.
pantyhose.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And
Yeah.
so when they're all done wolfing out or whatever they're
Wolfing
doing,
out like it. Yeah.
they put their pantyhose back on and their glove,
And they're good.
Their skin
then,
hose.
And then I guess the skin just melts back together. Right?
Maybe I don't know.
Who knows? My other question was, where are the guys?
Where are the were men?
The where men?
Maybe there isn't.
Maybe they got eaten.
Yeah, maybe they just ate them all. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, because they took all those guys out. There wasn't one that was
We have
left.
to assume there's others.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just this movie is just one snapshot of a little
Yeah.
little family of
Maybe they were just
female.
she-wolves just having a party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
having a good time.
Sure,
on
there's
Halloween.
others running around.
Probably. Yeah, the principal gets it. He's now dead. I think we get to the last story, which is with Mr. Krieg,
Yeah,
the grumpy old man that we saw earlier in the film with the principal. God, where do we start on this one? Like, I mean, we know what the end result is with this guy. Do we just say, look, he's the he's the bus driver, and
Yeah.
then we just go from there? I mean,
yeah.
we just think he's just some asshole old man who just, I don't know, hates Halloween or whatever else.
Maybe he felt guilty about doing what he did
I would think he would.
and then
yeah.
just completely reclused himself,
seemed that way, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
It just became a crotchety old guy.
But he seemed to really hate the Halloween.
Yeah. Like
Ma-
every channel he was switching on his TV. It was like
Yeah.
nothing but Halloween.
Yeah, there's probably something to that because Right. I mean, because that was during Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those kids were all dressed up in their costumes, when that happened. So maybe he feels all bad about it and
Doesn't want to remember.
And he doesn't want to remember. So every single Halloween he gets all
reminded.
extra crotchety and,
So why do you think, do you think Sam, well, we get ahead of ourselves. So we know a big kind of cool, 10 or 15 minutes of kind of fighting with him and Sam and Sue, right?
Yeah.
And we get a lot of different things. We get the goddamn switchblade on the, oh God, that always gets me. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
What was that on his, foot or something?
His tendon.
On his
That
tendon.
was
Oh God.
That was a tribute to Gage in Pet Cemetery when he did that
that's
too.
right.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, that gets me too. It's like
I don't like those things.
It gives me shivers up my spine.
So we get a lot of that. I mean, we got, we start seeing things how they're kind of, they kind of connect, so we see a scene where he's tackled, but it's part of the same scene that we saw earlier on in the movie.
Right.
We're seeing all of these things, they intertwine.
Yeah.
And, you got some really cool stuff happening here with him and Sam. I mean, this is.
So he ends up removing the burlap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then it was like a big, weird pumpkin.
It was
head.
I don't know.
It was like an infant skull pumpkin head. Yeah.
All kinds of weird things like almost morphed together, but formed this thing. Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. It was cool. I like it. But yeah, I mean, he's getting his ass whooped. Like he's getting beat down. Right? I mean, doesn't he slips on candy, he falls down the stairs, there's glass all over the ground, He's got the glass on his hand. I'll take glass on your hand other than that damn razor blade on the tendon. I don't like that. Yeah. But yeah, dude, he's doing all these things. Nothing's happening here. I think Sam pulls out does Sam pull out his sucker?
Well, so Sam does get shot a few times.
Yeah,
that's right. And that's and that was when you realized that he's like made out of like pumpkin guts,
which is kind of reminiscent of Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, because
that's true.
Oh, I love that movie.
I actually liked it too.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. You got to remember, you got to separate the fact that it has nothing to do with Michael Myers, then you'll enjoy it more. Not to mention it has Tom Atkins in it, dude. Come on.
Yeah, I probably won't. I won't circle back around.
Oh, well, I'm gonna make you now. We're gonna do that episode. But yeah, it's right. He gets shot several times. I think there's that thing. That's the scene where he's something like, you got to, what does he say? You got to be fucking kidding me or something. I think it's like it's like an ode to like the thing or something.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know at which point does he, like I said, he whips out his sucker, takes a bite out of it. It's a convenient bite where it's hella sharp.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, God. Right.
And you think he's going to kill the guy, and he just wants some damn candy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So again, with Sam, I think what it is with him is, he upholds the Halloween tradition. So if you don't do anything regarding a Halloween tradition, like him getting the candy, is Halloween tradition.
Sure. So him getting candy was kind of like, okay, but then he could have killed him, but he's not. Then that's when the kids come back. So it's like, did he kind of know the kids were gonna, to kind of come back and seek their revenge on this guy? And why was it an anniversary? By the way, was it like a 25? What is that? Why they came back? Because it was some anniversary of it. Or something?
It was either that or the kids just summoned those zombie kids.
You think so? You don't think they ever did that before? Like played that trick before? Like no other kid did that?
Oh, maybe they did.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I mean, again, it's like I said, we got to suspend belief. It's convenient for the movie.
Yeah. I guess it's up for interpretation.
True. I don't know. I mean, I guess look, either way, he's beat to hell. Yeah. Sam's gone.
Yeah.
And then he's handing out candy. And then, and then they show up. I don't know how many there were, 7 or 8 of those. I don't know. The ones that died in the bus. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. The special kids.
The special ones.
The special ones, showed up and, so we just assume Mr. Krieg,
he's done for.
Got his just.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There he is passing
We don't
out
have
candy.
to assume. No, that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it had to, right? I mean, it's the damn bus driver. killed these kids. Whether
doesn't matter or how much he atoned. It does not matter.
I don't think
at
he
all.
atoned at all.
No, he didn't.
He didn't do anything. He just locked himself up in that house.
So I don't care if he had 2 seconds of like, oh crap, here, I better uphold spirit of Halloween and here's some candy. I don't care. You're gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he dies. He dies. I think that was about it, huh?
Yeah.
Do we see Sam again? I thought we saw Sam like chilling at the outskirts of town.
Yeah, because
or was that earlier in the movie? I can't remember.
I think all of those stories were taking place, and then at the very, very end, after Sam was done with Krieg, is when he saw it. Kind of goes back to the couple at the beginning.
Yeah,
and he sees her blowing out the candles, like complaining about it. Yeah, and then there goes Sam.
Yeah, I mean everything connects. It's
right.
some way or another. And they do it really well.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, we could probably sit here and go, well, it took 5 minutes to do that. And that doesn't make sense. Nah, I'm not doing that shit.
Right.
I'm not doing any of that. They did a great job on it.
I thought it was well executed.
It is. It really is. Rewatching it again, I just really enjoyed it. Like I really didn't find really any issues with the movie. I mean, we could always, especially horror, we could sit there and pick it apart if we really want to.
Right.
But, that's a movie where it's like, it's a different than the last week we talked about Poltergeist. It's a different type of movie. So when you go into a movie like say Trick or Treat, and then especially if you've seen it before, you look at it differently.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's like watching a slasher versus watching, I don't know, some ghost. It's just a different view. And,
right.
So.
Yeah, it's so different. There's so many horror movies out there with elements that we associate with Halloween, but not an actual Halloween themed horror movie.
Yeah.
So.
And it's surprising it never happened.
I know.
Huh.
Maybe except for Halloween 3.
Why call it Halloween 3? If it has nothing to do with Halloween.
There's a story behind it. I don't want to get into that. John Carpenter's idea at the time was he was going to do a movie like this. It was going to be every year he was going to be done with, like, say after Halloween 2, he was going to be done. No more Michael Myers. And he was going to do a movie around Halloween every year, and it's going to be a different story. The studio said, well, we're going to slap 3 on it and call it Season of the Witch or something like that. And then it's just, it's a good standalone movie. Is it a great movie? No, but it's a fun standalone movie. And then all of a sudden, then 4 on to whatever, you got Michael Myers.
Yeah,
I would argue that after part 1, part 1's fantastic. It's a great movie, and part 2 is really good too. After that, dude, I mean, I didn't really care for any of the Halloweens. I've lost, like, it's like, for me, it's like Michael Myers or Pinhead. It's like, okay. I don't know. It's like, I'm different with Freddy and Jason, and I love Chucky. I'm okay with that. I can get 10 sequels and stuff. I don't know. It's just with Pinhead and Michael, I'm like so bored with Halloween. Like, people are all excited about the next 2 movies, and I'm like, okay. The last one was
basically the same thing.
It's the same shit over and over again, man. And I'm bored. I'm bored with Michael Myers. I'm bored with him. I just don't care. So I don't know. That's just me.
I'm weird too, because I absolutely love Halloween. As it's the season of Halloween. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's not fall. It's Halloween season.
Yeah.
But on October 31st, if I were to pick one movie, it would be Trick or Treat.
Well, that's a good, yeah. I mean, I don't know what I would pick if I was to watch one. Well, it might be something like that.
Yeah.
Well, before I saw this movie, it would have been Halloween, but I would agree with you.
Yeah.
I would probably go to this.
Yeah. I can't argue it.
Yep.
No.
I love this movie.
Yeah. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Do we hit everything? Anything we forgot? Anything we wanted to point out?
No, I don't think so.
I think I got everything.
I think we got everything. I think we hit on all the stories and stuff.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'm happy.
All right. Well, hey, Jen, thanks again for coming out.
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I guess that'll do it.
Yeah.
Sweet. Everyone, take care.
All right.
Stay safe. Thanks again for listening. Make sure you tell everyone about our Ear for Fear podcast. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Ear for Fear. You can also check out our website, earforfear.com. There you can keep up to date on news, events, and episodes. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. We hope you come back and get an earful.